Okay, so I have two curves today, a parabola y equals 3 plus 2x minus x squared, a line x plus y equals 3, and they want the volume of the region between the curves about the y-axis. Very quickly, if you're going to go about the y-axis, you have to solve for x. And that can't be done with the top equation if you're just going to try to do it about dy. So this is going to have to be cylindrical shells. I immediately know right now that it's going to have to be using this equation and doing cylindrical shells. Either way, I'm going to start by making a little graph here. We'll move this down the board. I took some time before, and I made some little solvings here of the graph. Y equals negative x plus 3, so it's a line. And again, it's not perfect, but it's close. And the parabola opens down. Its vertex is at 1, 4. The vertex is up here. It intersects here at 3. You can tell that just from the y-intercept. 1. And, oh, it's so pretty. I'm pretty sure it intersects here at 3. We can do a quick check here. So if I plug 3 in, I can see that both these intersect. So that's nice. So a non-calculator problem, the intersections are 0 and 3. All right. So we know these values. And I can now just look here. And I see the top curve is the parabola. I see the bottom curve is the line. And I solve for the line here. So I'm going to go about the y-axis. And the cylindrical shells, when you do dx, you're going about the y. Because if we think about what we're doing here, the 2 pi x is reaching out some x distance to a dx thickness. The thickness of this line is dx. And the f of x height is this height here between the two curves. So we're finding cylindrical shells. So that said, here I go, setting up the integral. 0 to 3, bringing 2 pi out, volume equals x times, and again, now this is a little complicated. The top curve is 3 plus 2x minus x squared, minus the bottom curve, which is negative x plus 3 dx. And again, if you want to use your calculator, that 2 got to kind of fit. We'll put the normal side 2 in. So now, I might just do some simplification. I would probably distribute and simplify. I'd get 3x plus 2x squared minus x cubed plus x squared minus 3x dx. Combine like terms. And I have a whole bunch of them. I get negative x cubed plus x squared plus 2x dx. And this is what I got to integrate. Now, if we're doing the calculator section, we would simply immediately do it in our calculator, but let's pretend for practice sake that I'm going to do this longhand. And there's the integral that I must complete. I can see 0 when I plug it in, it's going to make everything 0, so that makes this a little easier. 2 pi times negative 3 to the 4th over 4 plus 3 cubed over 3 plus 3 squared. Negatives in front though. Minus 0 plus 0 plus 0. So negatives in front. All right. Now this is kind of ugly. I'm going to do this by hand. I get negative 81 fourths plus 9 plus 9. I get negative 81 fourths plus, I believe, 72 fourths. I get negative 9 fourths inside. I get 2 pi times negative 9 fourths. So I get negative 9 pi over 2 as the area. So that would tell me I made a math mistake.
It should only be x cubed. Negative x cubed plus 3x squared is your function. Exactly.
All right, so I know this is wrong. And I know it's wrong because I can tell the area between the curves is positive. Rotated around is going to be positive. I screwed up. I do a quick search here, and I have done a typical algebra 1 mistake. It should be x squared there. All right, so that changes pretty much everything, unfortunately. Well, the x is canceled then.
Yeah.
And this integral gets
So
a lot easier. It becomes negative x squared cubed
plus 3x squared.
plus 3x squared. So that means this term disappears. And when I integrate 3x squared, I get 3x cubed. So really, I'm going to window in here. And again, I knew I was wrong at the end. I missed the algebra here trying to rush through this problem. So I'm going to get 3 times 3 cubed. So instead of 9 here, I'm going to get 27 over 4, or 27 is 27, and then I got to multiply by 4. So when I get done with this, 27 times 4 is 108, and 108 minus 81 would be 27 fourths, positive. Now I feel good about life. And I do this, I get 54 fourths that reduce it to 27 pi over 2. And that is the answer, volume of the solid. And again, I'll try to put a note in there that I made a mistake there, and we'll catch it at the end. But again, there's the answer in a quick cylindrical shell example.